was asking to add. Yeah, start.
I think you need to allow Indra, or else you make me as a host, or you just need to, as soon as you become a host, just you need to click on, then you need to make them as a host. Okay.
I will make it.
So here we have been discussed about these particular topics, right? Now I given it as int. Oh, what happened? Okay, here I have been given it as simple int a comma b comma c comma d. Is this a static or non-static? Guys, I have been just given it as int a comma b comma c comma d.
Before that, we are public static void main string of.
I
If
didn't
we
given
write
it.
static that,
See, I
then
didn't given it. So now tell me whether this is a static or non-static.
then this is non-static.
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 That's it. That's it. So now you tell me now where these particular non-static variables will be stored. See, always remember where these non-static variables would be stored. In which memory?
Heap memory.
Heap memory.
Boss. Non-static. See, now if I create an object, then it stores in the heap memory. But
Okay.
without creating the object, if I have these particular variables, in which memory it would store?
Then stack memory.
Stack memory.
That memory.
See, you shouldn't get confused. Always remember that non-static variables will store in
Stack memory.
stack
Stack
memory,
memory.
and then objects will be stored in
Heap
Keep
memory.
memory.
heap memory. Now, when I access this object via this particular object, I'm accessing A. What is this particular variable called as? Okay, what is this object? What is object?
Instance of a class.
Okay, it's an instance. Now, what is this?
This is a
That's a
variable.
variable.
Yes.
Variable.
Instance variable. So that's the reason it's called as a instant variables, right? Now, this A and this A both are variables only, right?
Yes.
But
Yes.
this A belongs to instance variable, and this is a normal variable, because when I created with an object and accessing this particular variable, then I will call this one as an instance variable, and this is called as a non-static variable. So now where the non-static variables will be stored?
Stack memory.
Stack memory.
In the stack memory. Where the instance variable will be stored?
Keep memory.
Heap memory.
Where the objects would be stored?
Heap memory.
Keep memory.
That's it. That's it. Simple. So always you need to quickly remember, means to give the summarizing the pointers. The first pointer which I told you is, what is the purpose of a constructor in creating an object, and what is an importance of this particular constructor? So from this pointer we have been started. Now we started to create an object. So in this particular object, this is a class name, and this is an object reference name, and this is a new keyword, and this is a constructor. So now when we have this particular constructor, what is the purpose of this? Now, first we wanted to think about this right hand side and the left hand side. Left hand side, it's just a class name and then object declaration. Now we are trying to create an object. So when you wanted to create an object, in which memory the object will be created? The object will be created in the heap memory. So when you created the object into the heap memory, it need to perform two actions. One is someone need to allocate the memory, and someone need to say that I need this much of space. So new keyword will help you to allocate this particular memory, and a constructor will help you to say that I need this much of space. So the constructor will holds the complete the class level information. So this one pointer I wanted to make sure. So complete class memory information will be held by the constructor. At the same point of time, when we create an object, so the constructor is mandatory. If you don't have this particular constructor, you can't create an object at all. Constructor will, it's like a heart. So, without heart, the people can stay. Same
No.
way, without constructor, you can't create an object. That's it. And where the means once you created, the object would be created in the heap memory, and then heap memory, we will be having the variables, right? So these particular variables are called as instance variables. Objects and instance variables will be in the heap memory, and non-static variables will be stored in the stack memory.
Stack memory.
So now by this itself, you need to understand what you meant by non-static variables. So non-static variables are nothing but it's a Xerox copies which you wanted to create for the original ones is called non-static members. Members means it consists of variables and it consists of methods. So when you don't wanted to disturb or distract the original copies, what you will try to do is you will define them as a non-static variables or non-static members. So now what it will happen is always remember that when I wanted to access a non-static members, a variables or methods, either in the same class or from the different class, what I wanted to do, I need to create an object, and via this particular object I'll be accessing this particular non-static members. Clear?
Can you just repeat that another time?
See, now if you see here, now the non-static variables or non-static members. Okay, so now when we have this particular non-static members, so which is members is nothing but it consists of variables and non-static members.
Yes.
So now when we wanted to access this particular non-static members, so either in the same class or from the different class, we would be creating an object and then we are accessing them.
Okay.
And non-static variables are the instance of the classes. I mean, it's a Xerox copies which we wanted to create for that particular class. So that's where what you will try to do, you create an object as which is called our instance of a class in the heap memory. Via this particular instance, you would be creating these Xerox copies. Okay, so now keeping this as a theoretical concept, now let's see the practical implementations of them. So now where the objects would be created?
In the heap memory.
Heap memory.
Objects would be created in the heap memory. Now where the non-static variables will be stored?
Stack memory.
Static.
Not static, stack memory. Okay, so where instance variables will be stored?
Heap memory.
That's it. Now what is this called as?
Class name.
That's class name, not class name. And what is this?
Object reference variable.
Object
variable.
This one?
Keyword.
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 What is the purpose of this?
To allocate
To allocate
memory.
memory.
What is, what is this?
Constructor.
Constructor.
name.
That's it. Constructor name.
Name.
Okay, excellent. So now we are able to create. Can I create multiple objects for this particular class?
Yes.
Yes.
How many objects I can create for this one?
N
Number
number.
of.
A number of
Number of objects. That's it. Is it difficult?
No.
How simple it is. Just you need to understand the concept. Now you'll go and talk to a good old means having 5-6 years experience people and then ask them the same questions. Whoever, if you have the whom references, you just go and talk and ask a simple question in interview. I'll ask them, explain me this line. That's it. 5-6 years people are not able to explain this one. Okay, let's see now what is this constructor and then we'll talk about later. Now I have been given a constructor. Now is this this is a okay, I didn't started with the static first. Today I'll try to complete with the non-static only, then I'll see this one. Now first of all we'll talk about these particular constructors and then I'll go for the non-static variables and then doing it. So that would be the sequence and the order. Now this constructor I have been defined it. I didn't define any of these particular constructors. Okay, first I'll say why this was not giving me any error.
Because there is a
By
default
default,
constructor.
yeah, by default,
Default
JavaScript
constructor.
compiler will take the
Default
default.
constructor. So now if I execute this one,
This will give me result.
sorry, it didn't given us any result.
So there is no print statement, I think.
Yes.
That's right.
In the default constructor will not have any statements, right?
Yes.
So that is the reason you didn't have anything. Now what I have done, so now I am trying to override the existing default constructor with this. Now what it will do?
Now it will be
Normal
normal
constructor.
constructor. Yes.
We call
It will
the
print me
constructor.
that normal constructor. So now what it was trying to do, see now I'm just clicking the control button and then I was hovering. So it was coming like open declaration. I clicked on this, immediately it went to this constructor. So where it was pointing, see now this constructor is pointing to this. So this is how the constructor would be called and then executed. So now whatever the steps I told you, right? The constructor helped to initialize this particular variables, means as the constructor is called first, So now if I wanted to initialize any particular variables or anything, I can do the initialization over here. So now I wanted to initialize a variables called int a comma b comma. Okay, I shouldn't do this. Int int var1 comma int var2 comma int var3. I have been initialized. Okay, what is the difference between declaration, assigning, initialization?
The declaration means we are, as you are given no int variable one, and initialization means we are passing some values to the variable or assigning a value.
Declaration means
We are declaring a data type to the variable, int like int variable one or float something.
okay. So now this is what declaration called as. So now I'm just declaring the data type with that particular variable name. Now assigning, I'm trying to assign some value. Initializing, I'm initializing with a 0 or 1. So these are the differences we need to understand. So this is called declaration of the variables, assignment of the variables, or this is the initial value, from there it need to start. So then I have been given it from 0 or 1, or some even you can give from 100. I wanted to start something. So then I'll be initializing that variable with 100, or usually the initialization starts from 0 and 1. Or else even some cases I need to start from 50, 100, 1000 or any particular number. I can initialize that variable. Okay, so these are the things. So always remember declaration, assigning, and then initialization. So this is how we have been done. So now I have been declared and initialized, or I can declare or initialize the values in the constructor. Okay, now if you see here, for creating an object, I can write it in these 2 lines, else I can write it in the same line like this also. That's it. Either you can keep it in 2 lines or you can keep it in the same line. So this would be your class name. This would be your class name, and this would be your object reference name. This is a new keyword and constructor name. Okay. Any questions here? If I
No.
execute it, it was coming. Now, what I'm trying to do is, I just wanted to overload the constructor. Overload, the name itself, it was trying to say that overloading the method or overloading the constructor, both are same, because constructor is also method. Now, if you see here, now previous constructor don't have any particular parameters. Now
Yes.
here I'm giving some parameters for this constructor. So now what it was happening, we are overloading this particular constructor. Means for this constructor, I have only 2 values. Now I'm calling. If I create this particular value, or if I call this particular constructor now, for which constructor will it go to, this constructor or this constructor? If I'm calling from this,
From so second one.
it will go for the second one.
Parameters.
As soon as I clicked here, it was going to here.
Yes.
It's know that what are the values I have to be initialized. So now for initialization, I said, right, I pass the constructor values here. So when I pass this particular values, this values will go inside. So now what it was trying to do, a minus b, and then printing this m. So now 30 minus 25. So it should print me my parameter constructor equal to 5. So now let's see what it will print for us. See, parameter constructor is 5. Now I wanted to create another constructor. Can I create with the same parameters?
No.
No, different parameters with different parameters.
It will not allow this one because this is called duplication of this one. So duplication is not allowed. So now boss, if you want, you can do one thing. So now what you can do, comma, int var c. You wanted to give it, you can give that. You can give it that. So now when you have been given this one, so now here if you wanted, you can do into this. Now get the value.
In main method.
We create another
Why it
object.
was not printing?
We are not creating
You
another
are
object.
creating the object. You will
We are not
create
calling
the
that particular constructor,
Yes.
not
Yes.
object. We are not calling that particular constructor.
Yes.
So now what I'll try to do?
Create
I'll create another
Need to
object.
create an object, yeah.
So now, is there any restrictions in creating the object?
No.
No.
How many Xerox copies you wanted? You can take that one as Xerox copies. I have given it. So now I executed it. You got it?
Yes.
So this is how the values will be generated for us. So this is what the constructor concept. So we have been discussed what is a constructor. So constructor will have all these particular things. So now we have been discussed about memory level information. As I told you, right? If I have defined here now, how many means what is the size of this? That is the reason we need to know the sizes. So size of a char, short, int, long, double, float. All these things we should know that. According to that, it would be created for us. So now if you see here, the first two, these two things we have been discussed. So constructor are used to initialize the variables. We have been initialize the variables in the constructor. All these initializations we have been done. And whichever the constructor we call, while creating an object, that constructor will come into the picture. And implicitly when we create an object or when we call a particular class, so first the constructor will comes. And we can't create object without a constructor. And we'll have a default constructor by Java. If it is not, then we will be creating our own constructors. Any questions or any doubts in the constructors?
No.
Are we clear with the constructor?
Yes.
Okay, so now are we clear with the memory allocations? The object means when I call this particular means here, now here with this one, what I try to do is I try to cover 3 different topics. One is constructor. So we have been defined, we have been discussed in detail about the constructors. All these particular pointers we have been discussed. With this one, we have already discussed about the objects also. How to create an object references. And if you create an object, so explanation of this particular line also we have been discussed. Any questions in this object creation?
No.
No.
Okay, now as part of this one, we have also discussed the non-static variables. How I can access the non-static variables in a class?
Creation of object.
Creation of object.
Why you guys are silent? So the creation of object. So when you create an object with that particular object, you would be accessing that particular variables. If I wanted to call this particular non-static members to other class, then
Class name dot method
Class.
name.
No, I have to create an object for non-static.
In that case only create the object.
I very clearly told this one here.
For
So
non-static,
either
I have to
in
create
the
a-
same class or in the different
Other
class,
Different class.
you need to create the object for the non-static variables.
Yes.
Yes.
Class name dot method name or variable name, that is for the static variables, not for this one. See,
Sorry.
only concentrate from this static, non-static for today. Don't go for the static. So anyways, that's another topic. So now here you need to understand that. Now for an example, I wanted to define some static variables. Sorry, non-static variables. Now in a class, if I define the variables here, what type of variables these are? Here I have been defined it as int a comma b comma c. Okay, I'll take this same thing. What type of variables is this?
Non-static.
Normal variables, non-static variables.
Okay, these are non-static. Next, what type of variables? How many types are there in the variables? Did we cover local variables, global variables?
No.
No, I think.
Okay, so if it is inside the method scope, so now from here to here, if this was the scope, if I define a particular variable here, so int, I have been given it as 10. So then int 10 is called as local variable. But when I defined the scope at a class level, means now this variable can be accessed anywhere. So this variable is called as
Global variable.
global variables.
Okay.
Means that can be accessed for any method. Now, can I access the int 10 here?
No.
No.
See what it will say?
Create
Create a
a
local
local
world variable.
Yes.
Now, instead of this one, if I given this,
Yes.
Semicolon.
now I'm able to call this one, right?
Yes.
So because this is a global variable, so global variable can be called in any method. Now either here or I can call it anywhere. Anywhere I can call. Can I call this one anywhere?
No.
No.
Only for this method. So the scope of local variables will be stay live inside that particular method only. So global variables can be called anywhere. So now any local variable or global variable will be a non-static variable unless I define it as static.
Static.
Okay.
So now if I don't given anything in front of this one, so consider this one, either it's a global variable or either it's a local variable, then it is called as a non-static variable. And if any particular method, if I have been given it, so that particular method, if I don't define that particular method, for an example, now I have been created this one as a public void method one okay, then this is called a non-static method. So because I don't have static in front of me, how can I access this method? See now, if I wanted to print this statement, how I can print this statement?
Create object.
Create an object.
Create an object
Where I need to create an object?
in the main
Main method. Static.
See,
void.
method.
I told you, right? Main method is a ignite. See, if you wanted to start your bike, you'll need the keys, right? Same way, if you wanted to execute something, so you need to have that main method. Without main method, you can't execute anything. So now I wanted to execute this particular method. I wanted to call this method. Always you create a method and you should call that particular method. So when I call this particular method, it will be not accepted because this is a non-static method. Static method can directly access static method only. So I can't access the non-static method in the static. So now what I need to do? So
Create an
here
object.
I'll be creating an object with this particular obj. Okay. With this particular obj dot, I can call this particular method. That's it. Now, can I call for this obj1? Can I call this method one for the obj1?
Yes.
Because it is a parameter.
No, there is no parameter.
For this particular object, can I call this method one?
No.
No.
Anyone? Yes. What happened, Ashok? Yes, no? You're on mute, Ashok, if you're talking. I was really surprised, guys. So how much time it will take to unmute and then talk to me? So that means that you guys are not in front of the system. You just on this particular session and then you went away, or what I need to understand. It's up to you guys. How it called now? Guys, this is the constructor method you're talking about it. Now, for whatever the constructor you created, the memory would be created for this one, right? Now, with this one, I should access all the non-static. See, now that is what we discussed, right? Now, I'm creating the Xerox copy of this particular class. Now, whatever the non-static variables are there, I can create obj1, obj2. See, now here I can create 1, object 2, object 3. Now, every object will have the same rights, right? It can access all the variables. It can access all the methods, which is non-static. The constructor might be different, because why I call this particular constructor? So because this constructor I need to pass some initialization, I'll be creating it. But the object means whatever the members, non-static members are there, so you can access with that particular object. So now can I call with this object too?
Yes.
Yes.
The parameters are there.
Why? For this method you are having the parameters?
No.
No.
For constructor you have the parameters, boss. See, now why we call this particular constructor? I need to initialize something. For why this constructor, I need some other thing, I need to do it. But is there anything to deal with this particular method? Is this constructor and this method is interlinked?
No.
No.
Then why? For any constructor you create an object, so that that this particular methods can be accessed and this non-static variables can be accessed. That is what we wanted, right? See, now what I will try to do, I'll try here obj, okay, syso obj, okay, dot. Now I wanted to get the int var1, okay, var1 equal to 200, okay, or else I'll do one thing. I'll write this one separately so that it would be easy for you to get understand. Now what I'll do, I'll add that int int result 1 equal to, okay, first I'll try to do in this way and then I'll try to keep it, okay. So now I'm just trying to print this particular value here. Now I assign this particular value in equal to 200. Okay. Now let me take the same thing here. So tell me the answers. Okay, so now I'll keep this one. I am in first constructor. What is the value we'll print here? And what is the value we'll print here? And what the value will print here? Tell me. If I print this one, what the value will print me here? What the value will be print here? And what the value will print? This one?
100.
100.
Here?
100.
This one?
Here also
100.
Also 100.
All are in line with this?
Yeah.
Can you just go up once?
Was how much time?
100.
Yeah, I think yes, 100
All
no,
hundreds.
for all. Yes.
200.
Yeah, that if that is printed.
Huh?
No, 100. Yes, 100.
All
This is
hundreds.
this is the copy. Yes.
What it was printed? 200,
200.
200 and 100.
100.
Because you need to understand, that is what I said, right? Now this value I changed to 200,
Yes.
but what is the original value? 200
200.
only.
200.
The 200 will be printed here. What the object to? Object 1 and object 2. Now if I wanted to change that particular value, then what I need to do here, I'm changing this value to
200.
100.
Oh, we can change the copy value anytime, but the main
That is
value remains
what,
the same.
right? We have been
Yes,
discussed.
Okay.
See now, when you go here, I create multiple objects. For any object, I can change the Xerox copy, boss. You're given your PAN card to 5 people. They can change whatever the value means, whatever the things they wanted to do it, right? That's it.
Yes.
But your original value will be
Same.
200. Yeah.
200.
Yeah.
200.
whatever the original value is. This 200 will not change that. But
Okay.
as you created the multiple objects here, and you are wanted to change for that particular variable. Now what? See, I'll do one thing. So I'll just comment this particular things so that it would be easier. I'm just commenting this particular the statements. Okay. Now what would be the 3 values this will print me? Here, here, here.
Now the first one is 100, the second one is
100,
500, and the third
500,
one is
800.
800.
Got it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Simple. So once you have been taken these particular values, so from there it take and then it will start printing. So this is called non-static variables. If I call these all variables from another class, then
Then also I have to
Same.
take an object.
you need to create an object, and then you can
Yes.
take that object value, and then you can use that same. See, you can use the same. So now if I commented this one, okay, now what the values it will print for me?
200, 500, and 800.
That's it. So by default value, it will take that. Original copy value, it will take that. You see it. It taken 200, 500, 800. The default value taken it.
Yes.
And then 500, 800. Say either you wanted to means if you wanted to overload that particular value, you create a Xerox copy and do the overloading. But original copy remains the same. Whenever you calling, you will get the original value only. So that's how these things would be worked for the non-static. Any questions? See, today we covered constructors, we covered object creations, and then we created means we have been worked on the non-static. So tomorrow you means I wanted to see you all the people working on all these particular aspects, and then there is a particular video session, the object creation. Stop sharing the screen, Indra.
Chris, I'm having one question here. In line number 43, is it possible to give directly the method name inside the SOP? The object one dot method one of you have given no. You can we? Is it possible to give that line inside the SOP?
Try out and then let me know.
Okay.
See, these all things you can play around, right? So why are you expecting me to do this all?
No,
What it was
I'm
throwing the error message? This is a method. Inside a method, you wanted to pass a method.
Okay. That is not possible.
Possible.
So inside a method, can I define a method? So now
No.
here I can define a method. Can I define this?
No.
No.
No, it will not allow. Inside a method, I can't call a method. But can I call a method inside a method?
Yes, I can
Yes.
call, but I
Yes,
can't
yes.
create.
You can call the method, but not create.
Yes.
So now this is also now println is a method. In a method, you are keeping a method. That is not possible. I need to jump for the another training session, guys. So tomorrow I wanted to see you the object creation class, and then you need to come back on the static. How means what is meant by static and how it would be working on. So there is a session on this one and implementation of these constructors, non-static variables, and all these things. You need to do this and then come back for tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, you can reach me tomorrow. I need to jump for another class. So yesterday also I'm late for by 3 minutes. So today I wanted to join on time. Any questions? That's it for the day. Have a great day. See you
Thank you,
tomorrow.
Chris.
Thank you.
Thank you,
As
Chris.
sure. So take care. And this is really very important. If you have any questions or anything, we can sort out tomorrow and then start the session. So tomorrow we'll start with the static. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you all. Have a great day. See you. Bye.
Bye, Krish.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.